Well, good morning. We're having a beautiful morning walk here in Penang, Malaysia, relaxing on this beautiful beach. I'm trying to take you to several of the different beaches here. This particular beach goes on and on for kilometers. Hardly anyone here but me. That's one of the reasons why I enjoy these morning walks. It's nice just to kind of get out and enjoy, relax. There's a few families over here swimming right along here. Very nice. Today, I'm going to show you a little bit more of this area that I'm staying in, the Batu Ferengi area. I'm going to take you out and show you some of the great places to grab a bite to eat in the evening, some of the things to do in the evening, but we're also going to have a conversation. We're going to talk about something that came up in the comment section, and I get this quite a bit, where people talk about investing as being something that's complicated and something that they're nervous about because they don't have a solid background in finance. And I have to tell you, I didn't either. When I started investing, I came from a family where very few people knew how to manage their money. Multi-generational poverty. That's what our family was. And I decided to break out of that by learning how investing worked, how I take my money and grow it over time. It wasn't easy, but it was something that worked for me. And I think it can work for other people as well. And in this video, I'm going to talk about one simple system that I used over years, and that is buying dividend stocks. I'm going to explain to you how I look for dividend stocks, how I invest on a monthly basis, and give it to you step by step. I don't want you to feel that it's a challenge or that it's some sort of mountain that you have to climb to invest. It's not. It's certainly not. You are more than capable of investing, building passive income, and changing your life so that you too can relax and enjoy on beaches around the world and enjoy your retirement. Okay, we've got a lot to cover and a lot to talk about and a lot to see here. Let's get going. Decades of investing made this possible. Traveling and enjoying beaches just like this. When I first joined the military back at the age of 18, actually it was 17 because I signed up a year early, but 18 when I went in, I started an automatic payment into my investments. I basically set up an account with my bank and I started buying these little bonds that you could buy. It wasn't that great of a system and the return wasn't that great. And eventually I ended up selling all those bonds and just rolling it into an investment brokerage online. But you have to remember, this was before there was an internet. There was no internet. So that's how we had to do things. You took a portion of your paycheck and you invested it in a bond that would last a few years, and then you would get paid out for it with a little bit of interest. You can do that today. You can do that with your bank today if you want. You can start buying CDs. You can buy things along those lines. And then at the end of the maturity, after a certain number of years, you get paid out with a little bit of interest. It's not a bad way to go. Once I learned that great companies pay dividends out, I knew that's the way I wanted to invest. I realized that that system, though, was not working for me. The consistency worked. Every month, taking a portion of my paycheck and investing it, that worked. But what I was getting in return, a few percentage points, it wasn't. But it did help establish at a time when I was very young, and really my paycheck went to just going out and having fun. Thank God that I did what I did. Otherwise, I would have left the military and probably had nothing. And it really changed my idea of investing, that I said, wow, here I have like a chunk of money. What should I do with this? And I started an online brokerage and started investing. How did that work? It wasn't complicated. Basically, I contacted an online brokerage by telephone. And I said, I want to set up an account. and they took me through it step by step. They didn't charge anything either to set up the account. After you set up your account, step by step with them on the phone, they're going to send 1 penny to your bank, and then they're going to send 1 penny back from your bank to that online broker. And that's going to establish that connection between the two. And in the future, you can say that every month, I want this much money to be automatically sent to my brokerage. That way you don't have to log on every month. But some people don't mind that because they think it's kind of fun to log on and transfer money and use it. That's fine. There's no thing. If you want to make something interesting and enjoyment out of it, that's fine too. But for me, I just set up an automatic transfer. Every month, a portion of my paycheck was transferred into my brokerage. Once it went into my brokerage, that's when I would use it to buy stocks. And what did I do with that money?
Brokerages like Fidelity, brokerages like Vanguard, brokerages like Charles Schwab, they're all great and easy.
At the time, I didn't really know what to buy. And so I looked at these stocks that I could buy that had a bunch of companies inside of it. How easy, right? They were already diversified into a bunch of companies. And these are called ETFs. And some of them have another name as well. But it made it very easy for me to get started. I just bought those every month. And over time, I would see my account grow. It grew slowly because at that time, I wasn't making a lot of money. I had just got out of the military and I was working in law enforcement and I was working a couple of side gigs and, just trying to make whatever money I could, like a typical 20-something-year-old, and just trying my best. But over time, it grew. And I realized that I was onto something here. And the more that I learned about it, the more I could get a better return, basically, on my money. If I studied more, I could get a better return. The ETFs were fine, but I was watching what people were getting by buying individual stocks, and I was like, I need to really rethink this. I started to look at individual stocks, and I said to myself, I need to research where the world is going. And back in those days, it wasn't that different than what's happening right now in the world. Technology. A technology revolution was happening called the internet, and also going into other technologies like cell phones, and so much was occurring. And I started to invest in individual companies. I started buying companies that were involved in sectors that I thought would grow. Technology being a big one. Energy being a big one because you have to power the technology. And then the infrastructure to build the technology. So I would buy literally copper mines. I would buy copper mines, and then I would buy other industrial metal companies as well. And I will tell you, these are not fancy. There's nothing flashy about them. I mean, other than me telling you the names right now, you probably never even heard of a lot of these companies. But they worked out very well over the decades. And I continued buying them through the ups and downs, right through the crashes. I didn't care if the stock market crashed. So what? When the stock market went down, I continued to buy consistently. I just got them at a better price. Think of it this way. If you went to the supermarket and you were going to buy groceries for your family, if you went in there and saw that everything was half off, would you go, I'll come back next week. I'll come back and buy next week because everything's half off. It must be no good. No, you would buy because you're getting exactly what you want and what you normally buy, but at half the price. So consistency in buying stocks is one of the most important aspects in building your portfolio.
Right here on the beach, there is Sham Food. There are lots of these little family-owned operations that are right on the beach. And what a great way to just grab a bite. You're right here overlooking the ocean. When you see the prices, I want you to imagine what these would cost back in the West with this kind of restaurant view. Oh my gosh, this was a fresh made orange. They actually juiced the oranges right there in front of me. $2. Just incredible. And what a view to sit and relax with a refreshing drink like this. This is exactly what I want to do in my retirement. Live low cost, but still live a quality, happy life. These samosas, $2, just perfect to have a snack right here on the beach like this. beef stir fry, a lot of beef too. I was kind of surprised how much. This was $3.50. I can't see any reason why I won't come back here to enjoy lunch right on the ocean just like this. Or maybe grab something like this to go and eat it later on in my room. I'm really enjoying my trip here to Penang, Malaysia. It is a wonderful destination, low cost. The weather's been fantastic. Today the clouds rolled in and it was nice and cool. I didn't mind it at all. It just made for going down by the beach just that much more comfortable. I don't mind the weather in Southeast Asia. You will get over the heat and humidity, and the rainy days are a blessing.
Today, I look at my portfolio and I'm divided into two categories. One is my dividend stocks, where I buy energy stocks. I'll put some up here for you to see. I buy infrastructure stocks, things that run like utilities for cities, things that run utilities for states, everything from electricity to fresh water, things that build that infrastructure, such as industrial metals. All of that I'll present right here. I also found it as an easy way to buy real estate, because I would buy these real estate companies called REITs, and I'll put some up here for you to see. They go out and do all the hard work. I don't have to worry about it. They do all the heavy lifting. All I do is every month just buy a few shares. It makes investing so easy. 35 years now investing. And where has it led me? It's led me to enough passive income from dividends to travel for the rest of my life. And not just travel, but travel in low-cost areas where I'm able to continue buying stocks every month and building my retirement. Building my retirement while I'm retired and traveling overseas. That's a good plan. I buy dividend stocks slowly, consistently, and steady every month. And that's worked out well for me. I don't worry about what the market is doing. I don't worry about what the world is doing. I don't worry about what the news says. And I don't worry about if people say the sky is falling and everything's going to come crashing down. They've been saying that every decade for as long as the U.S. has existed. It's always the end. It's always, a time of war, a time of famine, a time of destruction. Everybody says that. Just keep investing. Invest right through it. If everything was to fall apart, your investments is the last thing you need to worry about, okay? There's a lot more you'd have to worry about. So keep investing right through it.
The families are out having some fun here on the beach today.
Some of you might be wondering, okay, so once I start this investing and I start investing every month, then what am I looking at as an end game? At what point can I start to enjoy what I've invested? Well, this is what I did. Again, all I can do is tell you what I did. I can't give you any type of advice other than that. What I did is the dividends that I made for 35 years, I rolled right back into those dividend stocks. It's called DRIP, Dividend Reinvestment Program. You just roll those dividends right back into the investment itself. You don't collect them. You just roll them back in. And I did that over those 3 decades. When I finally retired, that's when I set it so that those dividends would actually go to an account where I could pull the money out and use it for my retirement. At that point, I looked at how much I was making. My account was bringing in about 5 to 6%. That was the average per year that I was making on my dividend account. And monthly, I was making around $2,000. So about $24,000 a year. Now, that doesn't sound like a lot of money. And you know what? In the United States, that would be abject poverty. But overseas, it's not. In fact, it's a rather peaceful and decent life that's quite enjoyable.
The food carts here in Penang are incredible. They just extend on, and the prices are amazing. I ordered the lamb chops with a black pepper sauce. Oh man, listen to the sights and sounds.
Look at that. Oh, that looks great. Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh, that's great. Oh, man. Gosh darn, that looks good right there. Woo. I want to thank you for spending some time with me today. We got a chance not only to enjoy this beautiful beach this morning for our walk, but we got a chance to talk a little bit about investing, to talk about how it is that I got started in dividend investing, how I invest on a monthly basis, and what my strategy is for investing. Look, I'm not an advisor when it comes to investing. There are people that you can literally hire to help you and get started in investing in a more professional way. All I can do is talk about what I did and what I'm doing on a monthly basis. And it changed my life, and it can change yours too. I hope that this has been helpful, and I hope that it's relaxed your thoughts about how you have to be so knowledgeable in finance in order to invest. You absolutely don't, because I wasn't either. And I'm glad that we took this time. Do you want to learn more about investing? Do you want to learn more about traveling the world as a minimalist, enjoying different countries, not spending a lot of money, living a peaceful and happy life? Well, if you do, like and subscribe to the video and come along with us. All right, I'm going to continue with my beautiful walk here. I'm really enjoying it. We'll talk again soon, and aloha.
Perched on top of a pedestal trying to get the high ground on me, the mad cat of Penang. Look at him, just licking his chops. See him, he's getting ready to pounce on me. He wants to take out my neck.